What you call your life is just one possibility among infinite possibilities that are available to you. Welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. It's wonderful to see you. Today, we're going to be talking about timeline navigation and selecting the timeline that we desire to operate from. What you call your life is simply one possibility. The quantum field is infinite. And when you recognize that what you're experiencing now is just one possibility among infinite possibilities, that's where you can just relax and say, oh, I understand. I have the power. I could shift if I want to shift, or I could stay right where I am. And which feels better to me? Stepping out and trying something new and bold, or staying where I'm at? Which one would feel better for me? Because every possibility exists. Your consciousness is just operating on habitual patterns. And as soon as you can recognize those patterns, you become aware of them. That's where the power is, and you have the power to choose something different. Will you stay in the habitual patterns, the ones that loop over and over and make you feel like you're living in Groundhog's Day? When you change your beliefs, you shift onto a new timeline. In that moment that you became aware that there was a pattern and you recognized that pattern, you had the awareness, and then you have the choice to choose. And it's as simple as taking a breath and choosing, how would the version of me who has it all, how would she speak in this moment? How would she move forward? What would she decide to do in this moment? That's powerful. That's a powerful understanding, because when you change your beliefs, you are being like a radio dial. That's such an old reference, but it works so beautifully because radios only can connect to the frequencies in which they're aligned to. And it's the same for you in your life. So if the looping pattern is happening over here and you just react in the same way that you've always reacted, then you're tuned to that frequency. So that pattern will keep showing up. But as soon as you become aware, you take the breath in, you are in spirit, you make a new choice, you are tuning your radio dial to the frequency of the version of you that you wish to be now. And that's where you're shifting to another possibility. Among the infinite possibilities in the universe, each time you make a shift to the positive, you are moving closer to the timeline you prefer to live on, because you can only experience the life that you are tuned to. So if you are tuned to, oh, this keeps happening to me, and then this keeps happening to me, and this person is so annoying at my work, and oh my gosh, the traffic, and blah, blah. And if you are tuned to those loops of negative thoughts, negative conversations, gossiping, then you are tuned to that frequency. But as soon as you can say, oh, I see that this is happening, and it happens in a moment, and then you just make the realization and you shift, that's you tuning in to a new life for yourself. And when you retune your consciousness to the one that you wish to experience, then those looping patterns cease to have such a grasp on you. They cease to influence you negatively. And I'm not saying that they're going to go away immediately, because things will continue to come up until you become so faithful to, no, this is the version of me. I no longer put up with speaking negatively about other people. I no longer allow myself to join into hashing over old stories. It doesn't feel good for me. And I care about myself. I care about how I feel so much that I am choosing a new pattern. I'm choosing a new way of being. And even if you're around those people, soon they know you've made it clear that you're no longer taking part in that. And then guess what? Those kinds of situations, they fall away. They fall away. And healthier, new, more vibrant, more uplifting conversations start to come into your experience. The characters in your story might shift, but you are moving in the direction of the possibility among the infinite possibilities in the universe. You are moving closer to the direction that you are choosing to go with your life. You can think of it as a pendulum, and when you're caught in it, you sometimes lose the ability to think for yourself. When you're caught in these looping patterns, and you might get dragged along. And those are those predetermined paths already in your brain because you've been primed to that. And so you just need to learn to recognize and avoid those pendulum patterns, because learning how to navigate those pendulum swings is how you are going to consciously shift. They are essential. These awarenesses, they're beautiful. You don't have to be upset that, oh my gosh, this is happening again. No, get excited. Say, oh, that means I have the opportunity to grow right now. I have the opportunity to choose something different for myself. And when you become aware of your thoughts and feelings, that they're being hijacked by some old patterns, and you feel this collective negativity and it's bigger than I am, just remain calm. Then you can learn to maintain an equilibrium of balance and calm in all situations. And once it starts happening for you, you are going to feel so in love with yourself. You are going to feel, wow, I can do this. I can shift in a moment. I can make a new decision. I could say something new. I could take a breath. I could thank them for their time. I could wrap up the conversation quickly, or I could engage in it in a new, positive, healthy way. There's so many ways for you to feel this mental clarity and to choose the direction that you're headed in now. If this conversation helped you and was uplifting for you, I encourage you to share it with a friend who might need to hear this message, and subscribe to my channel so that we can be in connection for deeper, more meaningful conversations that move our life in the direction that we choose. You have the power.